Sorry, I had to collect myself. Crisosto Apache, I'm so sorry, is enrolled in the Mescalero Apache tribe in New Mexico. He earned his BA in writing from Metro State University of Denver in 2013, and his Associates of Fine Arts in Creative Writing at the Institute of American Indian Arts in 1992, and soon with his MFA in 2015. He currently lives in Rio Rancho, New Mexico with his partner of 16 years and nephew. His career efforts advocate for Native LGBTQI, Two-Spirit, and has traveled extensively for his work. His dedication to writing has led him to discuss Native American issues at universities and non-Native communities nationwide. His work can be seen in notable publications such as Black Renaissance Noir, Yellow Medicine Review, Denver Quarterly, Hawaii Review, Red Ink Magazine, and MTV's Free Your Mind, an ad campaign for poetry. His book reviews for the Native American anthology Visit Teepee Town, published in the New York Poetry Projection publication, issue 175. Please help me welcome Crisosto.
Yeah. Well, before I start, I would like to just say that I'm very grateful and very thankful to have had this opportunity to participate in a program that has allowed me to finish what I started over 25 years ago, and to finish it with an institution that I started over 25 years ago. So thank you for those who believed in me. I'm going to conclude with poetry. We're going to read from my manuscript, Whirling. This has been quite a 2-year journey for me to finish something and make something complete. The first poem I'm going to start with is called N. Nula, 1970. Shu'uka, frost crawls in. Exterior breath breathes as ghost expiration. Deceased faces live inside Tuhadjale, where 0, 0 intersect, deviation of X, Y. They both extend from white, gray, and black wefts. Their origin, a gray stucco house, a small mesa knoll devoid of color. One night in November, a Leonid meteor shower penetrates Earth's atmosphere. Residue within the constellation Leo sparkles and illuminescing afterglow. Meanwhile, trajectories of lunar missions and nuclear tests commences, unacquainted with future devastations and conquest. November 1st, 1970, 0000 hours to November 30th, 1970, 2400 hours. Of thunderous bloodstorm. Quote, the rain fell upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. Genesis 7:12. And it's been omitted. Dawn bleeds through biosphere back to a beginning. Clouds gather from onyx and waterfalls, always. In a beginning, as she, he, our hands caress. In a beginning, as she, he, we are meant to exist. In a beginning, she, he, our voices heaves immemorially. Bloodshot eyes clamp down around all fingers. Seam of sideways light filters through glass caps. Tireless legs climb up our white mountainside. Wet clay debris mesh between toes and dermal ridges. Water slab backs hinders an exertion to higher ground. Russet liquid skirts channel continuously through embankments. Sheaves slide underfoot, coursing always before and now. Top center veins mend through reformation of skin. Memories of mankind work in this same way. Memory is the skin that is all our body. Memory is the milk that is our feminine. Memory is the fist that is our masculine. Memory is the cradle that is our born. Memory is the heap that is our stolen. Memory is the council that is our dead and massacred. Memory is our placental land, our Americas. Will our memories eventually reach our mountaintop? Baptismal levels rise rapidly, as it always has. Clad bone and flesh pour from mouths of basalt cliffs. Dense clusters of by-the-wind sailor jellyfish engorge with algae. A hollow tree trunk hastily purged somnolent vessel. Thunderous static charge trade a task of inert limbs. Flouting blood sputters inward, coating white eyes. Lightning surges through a coarse edge of tangled fingers. Swollen arms grapple alongside a timber raft. A stutter set afloat a mucus current, rowing slowly away. Whitewashed membranes collide in a small piece of island womb. Inflamed curtains suspend inside a buoyant flux of cavity. Reddish tight skin ewers stay bobbing, cross-legged. Stagnant waves balance through droplets, as it always has. This belonging undulates toward an abyss that is whirling. A grand, empty, opulent complex bulges painfully from the navel. And a ubiquitous scar imprints the base of all abdomens. Umbilical pulls us closer to disintegration. Our sacral bone cleaves us apart toward a state of decay. Tiny blood bulbs echo from fused linings. Centrifuge plunges us into an umbral slant of shadow. Our pelvic descent carries through a breakage of plasma. Broken shell and stone carry refrains of lanterns and litany. Inside elongate throw, we stretch our grips on each other. We tether toward the outer ends of black plastic lining. An eminent sieve lost in a slog of murky epilatum. A guild silence hovers over whispery monuments. Twinkling ghosts cut intermittent signals of encumbering monsoon. A marching sound of water droplets reveal a sulfurous match. Epidural drape shapes a drain that corrodes arroyos. Cross-current lids age fruit blood caskets for infallible lips. Northern hemisphere air is a heavy static. Droplets stain an ancient liquid falls onto face. Fire ants and pennicate beetles scurry into burrows. Coves corrode in a bath of matching pelvic flaps. Barn swallows take no flight today. Small hairs of our forearms sway by the unseen. Loose air confines the expansion of deep clouds. Dzifgazani, sacred mountain, is still visible from our approach. An infant wails for first breath at Mount Sinai Medical Center. In the thickest parts of the Congo, leaves thrive. Plankton multiplies inside the North Atlantic currents. Magma toils as afterbirth beneath the Earth's crust. Tectonic plates ease with lenient fractures. Basalt plummets off a western sea cliff into the colliding waves. Accruing globules down the right side of nostril. Oceanic spray dusts the coastline. Placental fluid washes the floor in a prenatal unit. The last remaining rhino falls to its knees. We pull the noose tighter before finally dangling on a closet rack. A sapphire-colored car abruptly stops as an ambulance darts by. A murder of crows gathers outside a window, planning their demise. Ceiling fan rotates with the concave of last breath. The sun unleashes a powerful solar flare on March 11th, 2015. Fire extinguishes in the Arctic Circle as the sun rises. Tears of red wine saturates our face as we emerge. Our limbs convulse a blurry apparition in the world. Our pelvic muscle contracts and constricts uncontrollably. Losing sound to letters as fluid rush from our skulls, causing syncope. Training wheels detach from a child's bicycle in Florida. Somatic cells begin their splinter. Cosacina magnifica separates her electra and takes flight. The same fleet of fire ants dismantles and consumes a mouse carcass. Tumbleweeds herd the highways, and they are shepherded by gale forces. Blood passes from one vacuum to another. X will always remain as anomalous blood in our identity. At the collapsing center of a desert universe, dawn arrives. This next piece is called Synapse. Weighted linings encase, skin to swelter, not swelling. No attraction beyond saddling against a gild-embroidered sarcophagus, chrysalis. Cufflinks secure a phonic breath in, crisscrossing singed hands, another absence of breath. No utterance to butterfly wings, no fluttering to hummingbirds. Moon word written, sun phrase forms, water delineate whirling vacuum, air wisp gasp, eyes on eaves wide awake. Last night water ripples from fountain drips, wrench turns clockwise motion, decease of decompressing size, counterclockwise increase gushing aspiration, droplets cushioning quick forming moss, ever thickening at the base, black liquid undulates slow currents, splaying the glissade ebbs by plummeting impact into chest cavity. Every breath hastens a cacophony of murmurs, soft kisses on desiccating foreheads, frills last within forsaking glottal language, leaves sneer a gaze of cadaver smiles. The night before, a labyrinth of crude bathroom stalls line up like coffer edifice, emanating echo moans, dispels among the flicker of lamp lights. Night after night, these reoccurrences do not fade. Brown rust like slippage of liquid at the edge of lips precurs a vertigrous sludge of blatant memories, sacred to turquoise at dusk. That same dusk, the body is left in a margin of cornfield and merging roadway. His head faces south, tilting just enough to see that reoccurrence disappear in a gleam of red taillights again, again, again. The next morning, as the sun swells with pink linings, bereaving sounds of doves take flight, hushing shrills of sitting thrush. Okay, I'm going to finish with the last of the thread. I started with the first, so I'll finish with the last one. Once again, a full moon positions itself between the earth and sun, absorbing all the glories of his rays, emulating. Satellites launch for the first time into Earth's orbit, and one lunar capsule plunges into the sea. Life emerges. Guli, birth. August 1st, 1971, 0000 hours, to August 7th, 1971, 2400 hours. Emanation from birth, like a cosset lamb, placed inside a shoebox, no constitution of place, towards Tsal, cradleboard, towards Kwa, Hoan, home, towards Sende Bikeya, Dene Bikeya, homelands, towards Inde Biza, Dene Bizad, language, life acquisition of identity towards X, unpuned mescal gatherers burnt wood gatherers, sheep harvesters, after salt is extinct, towering houses topple, a return to origin, beginning, center fire, home, whirling, Dinist Agu, everything ripens. 1971, Da Adajandi. Thank you.